patient. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
How's it, guys? Travis from Ostrich Longneck here. Well, I've decided what I'm going to build next. I've already been looking at the kit. I've decided I'm going to build the new Star Trek Enterprise kit. It starts off with the NX-01, the Tosh Enterprise, the Refit Enterprise. I wish they actually had the Enterprise A as well, but they don't. Then you go to the Enterprise B, the C, the D, and then the E. So there we go, guys. Here's a quick look at the box. And this is what I'm going to start building next. In a second I will show you the unboxing. I'm going to start off from NX-01 all the way up to E. Each video will most probably be one ship, so there will be 7 videos after this one, each being one ship out of the 7. So hopefully this will be quite fun. I looked on the internet to see people building the ship, to see what it looks like with and without paint, to see if anybody's done it with paint and without paint, how they've done it, but I could never find anybody. I did find one bloke who was trying to find the scale of the model on the kit. It is located over there. The kit is 1 to 2500 scale. But the nice thing is each model is supposed to be exactly the right size to the next one. So they're all in scale, which is quite nice. So when you display them next to each other, they're all exactly the right size. So you can get an idea of the ship's scale compared from the NX-01 to the Enterprise E. You can see the difference in actual size as it would be if they were really flying next to each other. So that's quite fun. But we'll get to that now. What I did show you in the last video is this little model which I'm building myself. As I said, I've taken a Enterprise D kit which got damaged. It's an old kit which a friend of mine, well, my friend should I say, my fellow Ostrich Longneck Trevor gave me, and it got damaged. So instead of trying to fix it up as the D, I decided to do an experiment and do a little bit of so-called kit bashing, and I'm now turning it into the USS Nebula. So I've taken the 71's kit's decals, I printed that out on my own sheets, and I'm using that now on here, which is turning out alright. It's just the bottom, I've just got a little bit of work still to do there, but otherwise it's turning out pretty good. So I thought you might like to see what that looks like so far. So there we go, guys. That's the top, and that's how far I am so far with the bottom. As I go on with that, I will show you some more. Okay, guys, let's get it over to the box, and then I can show you what comes in it. Be back now. Okay, guys, there's a shot of the box. Starting here, you got the NX-01, then the Enterprise TOS, the original series. Then you got the refit. Unfortunately, what I wanted to do, I've got another model of this one, but what I wanted to do was change the registration to make it the A, but because this part is a part of the registration already, I can't change that because it's already printed onto that decal which goes over the top. So I won't be able to do what I want to do there. Then you got the, let's see, the C, the B, the B, the C, the D, and then the E. So it covers basically all the models. This particular ship was exactly the same, the A. The only difference, there was slightly different things on the paint, and there were slight differences on the bottom of the ship and here and there. Very small differences, but it was mainly the paintwork that was slightly different. And of course the registration number. Unfortunately, in this one's case, I won't be able to build an A, even though I've got another little model which I wanted to clean all the paint off and then just redo it. I won't be able to do that. Okay, these are just some decals I made myself. They come from the Enterprise D, which I'm going to use on that model which I showed you. These are the nice full set decals. I'll get to that later. Your instructions are pretty simple. As you can see there, you got the NX01, the refit, the B, the C, and you flip over to the other side, the D and the E and all that. It shows you how to put the model together and then where to apply all your decals. These are the decals which I'm using for my model which I'm doing myself. I'm not going to get too much into that one. In this packet, I've already taken the NX01 out. You get the original series, the refit. As you can see, that's not a very high part count to build each ship. Very few parts. The NX01, this is all the parts. Yeah, that is extra for why, I'm not sure if it's the D and those ships for that stand. So this isn't a part of this model, so that's why they look weird. They are part of a stand. But there's the two halves of the saucer section. Then you got your nacelles and those parts. You got all of that. In total, there's a total of 10 parts to this whole model. So it's a very quick build. The biggest part is going to be putting all the decals on. So that is those three. I'm just going to keep that one out because I'm going to build that one soon. So I don't need to put that one away. So I'm going to start with the one and work my way up. I've got to try to remember which one. This is the B. Yeah. That is the Enterprise B. All its parts. Very nicely molded. Looks very crisp. I haven't opened this packet yet. Then of course this is the C. Same thing, very nice molding. It's got all the little windows on this particular one. So on this particular model, if you really wanted to put a lot of work in it, you most probably could lay out this model. The only problem is getting the wires from here through and out there. I suppose you could put some wiring along the edge over here, positive on one side and negative on the other side. But that would be if you wanted to light that. It is possible. Then the D, I've already opened the saucer section. This is now the same D as what you would get in the Enterprise 3 kit, where you get the Enterprise original series, the Enterprise from the, not the I can't think of its name now, the Search for Spark, the end of that one where the Enterprise refit is destroyed, the A, and then of course the D. This is the same kit that comes in that one, the same model, exactly the same model. Now this is the model I'm using to build that other one. Here, this whole part of the neck has to be cut off here, and it has to be modified, and the same at the back here, it has to be cut off basically there and modified, but that isn't a thing I did a video on. So this type of model can be turned into a Nebula class starship, but this one of course is going to be a D, not a Nebula class. I'm already building one of those. So you get 2 bags. There's all the nacelles and all the other parts for the D. I've opened up the E already. Get quite a few parts in this one as well. This is built very similar to the bigger scale one. Very nice. And then the nice thing is you get a whole lot of small stands for the small ones and some stands for the big ones, with your metal rods. Then you quickly put all this back, and then I can get to the bottom side of the ship. Sorry, not ship, box. Now the way I understand it is this is exactly how each model is going to look when it's built. That is the exact size. As you can see there's the top of the NX-01. Now when you take this part here and you put it over that, that's the exact scale which this model is going to be. So that's exactly how big the NX-01 is going to be when it's finished, and that's exactly how big the Enterprise E is going to be when it's finished. The D, the C, the B, the refit, and the TOS Enterprise. Then over here it gives you the ship's name, the length, what TV series it took place in. In this one's case, the NX-01 Enterprise, no registration, even though it should actually say there just Enterprise or USS Enterprise. I'm not sure about the US if that would apply, but the registration number over here should say NX-01, maybe just Enterprise NX-01, not NX-01 Enterprise. So that I feel is written wrong. The length is 225 meters, and it was shown in Star Trek Enterprise. So each ship is listed over here, their name, registration number, their length, and then of course what TV series it first showed in. Now a lot of people say the Enterprise E was slightly smaller than the Enterprise D in length. It's incorrect. The Enterprise D was bigger in width than the Enterprise E, but she was actually longer in length. The Enterprise D is 641 meters long, where the Enterprise E is 680 meters long. So that is a total of 90 meters longer than the Enterprise D in length. But in width, the Enterprise D was much bigger. Oh well guys, just one more part to show. I'll quickly go through this. There's quite a few. Normally you would have to buy this, and this is very good quality. On this one you got the NX-01 parts here. Over here you got the Enterprise refit plus the TOS Enterprise plus, I believe that is the Enterprise C, I think, over there on one page. Then on another page, that one over there is the Enterprise E. on that one is the Enterprise C. Very good quality. Then the Enterprise D, which I'm using to make my decals with. More Enterprise D, and then finally the Enterprise B. Now the nice thing about this, I don't know if you can see nicely, is normally on these custom made type decals like this, you got to physically cut each part out very carefully, put it in water, take it off, but each edge has to be cut perfectly because otherwise you have too much extra film. With these are made like proper decals which come from a factory. When you, doesn't matter how much white you got around the edge, when you put it in, you only use what you have to use because they already pre-cut to size. Okay guys, that's everything for now. I've just quickly got to stop so I can let my cat into the room because he's clawing at the door. So I'll be back in a second. See you now. Okay guys, one thing on this new decal sheet which I've made myself, I've used this. It's pretty thick, so I don't know if you can thin it out with something. If you can, and somebody knows this particular product, liquid decal film, if you can thin it out for a spray gun, leave a comment and tell me what you can use to thin it out, because it's pretty thick. And as I said, I printed my own stuff. There's a sheet, I just printed this stuff at the bottom here so I don't waste half a sheet of paper. There's the rest of my stuff for the nebula build, which I'm busy with just for the fun of it. So hopefully that works. Let me quickly move the camera and then get what I normally use. This is just a little bit dirty, but this is what I normally use for doing the decals, but this goes on a little bit thick. What happens is when I put it in the water, it tends, and I try to take it off, it tends to do that, and I've got to really work it to get it down. Once it's down, as you can see, it's beautiful, it's absolutely perfect. But I was hoping to get something which stopped the decals from curling and it makes it a bit easier to actually lay down. So I was hoping this stuff would work. The Dennis from the model shop, I always call it East Weeks, I'm not sure if I'm getting the name exactly right. He said that I can use this. Hopefully this is going to work nicely. Apparently you can use it on, it says here, restore old decals, make custom decals. So looks like it's quite a nice stuff. You put it on your old decals, maybe it just makes it a bit stronger. But if you can thin this out for the airbrush so it comes out a bit easier, if anybody can let me know how. Unfortunately, when I looked on the internet, I couldn't find any videos that tell me how a bloke just takes a paintbrush and paints it on, but I'm really not in the mood to paint it on such a big decal with a paintbrush. So if anybody knows, if you can make this a bit thinner to use, just leave a comment and I'll be grateful. Anyway guys, that's everything for now. When I come back again in the next video, it will be the assembly part and putting on decals, because they say this is the right color already for the NX01. The plastic comes in the right color, you don't have to paint it. All you have to do is build, put on your decal, and you're done. So I think I'm going to dry that and just paint where I have to paint and slap the rest of it together. As they say, virtually no paint required, and see how it comes out. Okay guys, thanks for watching, And happy modeling. Live long and prosperous. Cheers. Oh yeah, and if you want to do a Star Wars build, apparently Boyd is doing a Star Wars group build, so go check him out. He mentioned it on his last Model Guy video. Unfortunately, I can't watch it anymore live. I can only watch the replays, but he did mention it there. So if you're interested in doing a Star Wars build with those guys, head over to his channel, and then you can maybe, I can't remember, I think it does tell you how to do it there and where you have to go, but maybe you can join in if you got a Star Wars kit which you want to build, and join in with him. Cheers guys, enjoy.